Tell me about Dennis Hopper.
Oh, I don't want to do that, man. He's a nice guy, and there's a thing about speaking ill of the dead.
I mean, what are they gonna say, man, when he's gone, huh? Because he dies, when it dies, man. When it dies, he dies. What are they gonna say about him? What are they gonna say? He was a kind man? He was a wise man? He had plans, he had wisdom? Bullshit, man!
Just tell me what you know.
How do I say it without...
I'm an American! I'm an American! I'm an American!
I mean, what I know of him, he was insane. He was crazy. He was so screwed up on dope and alcohol and everything, and he
Baby, what's blue velvet?
he was in this rehab house that it was for showbiz folks. And I was in there trying to get sober, and it was about 20 guys lived in this big house over in Burbank. And some couple of guys brought him to the house one day, and he seemed, you know, fairly rational and whatnot. And everybody at the house had to learn how to, I mean, because you had to have chores and stuff, you know. They all took care of the house, and everybody got assigned to something. And because I knew how to cook a bit, they put me in a kitchen. And it so happened that that Dennis was assigned to the kitchen too, and he never cooked, and he couldn't boil water, I don't think. But he was, you know, he was a nice guy. He was, you know, a real pleasant fellow. And so I talked to him, showed him how to make take potatoes and cook them with peppers and onions and chop them up and fry. We really had good fried potatoes with that, and showed him how to scramble eggs and make omelets and all that kind of stuff. And he was really seemed to be really interested, and he could do it. You know, he's a real smart guy. I know he was nuts when I knew him, and he was a little bit extreme there, but he had a couple of episodes. One we had a real big guy, the biggest guy in the house, that had sobered up and whatnot. He was the master at arms, and so if anything went wrong with any of the guys, the manager would call him in and to take care of it, because he could take down anybody. I mean, he was really strong. Dennis is not very big. He's like 5'8" or 9". He's not very tall, or, you know, he's not a physical guy at all. And one time he thought he was JFK, and they were going to try to kill him. I mean, he was really hallucinating, and this big guy came in and Dennis put a haymaker on him and cold cocked his ass. He went around like a ton of bricks. Boom. So he took him away for 3 or 4 days down to the hospital. And he came back, and he seemed to be okay, and we had our group therapy and all that stuff, and he participated. You know, it's quite... He wasn't any trouble at all. When he would every once in a while he'd go off his nut. And this one night I came in, and he was walking around in a circle in the middle of the room, round and around, kind of quickly, little short steps, walking around this room. And he said there was a guy underneath the floor with a blowtorch, and he was shooting it up there, and if he didn't keep walking around it and whatnot, the whole floor would fall in on him. I mean, and so they called the manager again, and the big guy that he'd cold cock come up, he was ready for him but he got around his back and got his arms around him and just lifted him off the floor and took him down in the car, and they took him to Oliveville Hospital. It's the closest hospital to where we are, and they took him there, and I never saw him again. That was the end of my experience with Dennis Hopper, but I was so glad because the next, I think it was just a year or so after that, it wasn't 2 years long gone, I don't think, when I saw Hoosiers, the film that he made with
Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman, yeah. And he was back working again, and I was so happy for him because he was really a nice guy when he was with it. But he would, you know, what was the King of England? He's there, but he's not. He's not all there.
The lights are on, but nobody's home.
Yeah, well, he was here, but he was not all there.
You're right.
That's what he was. But
what was that story about grabbing somebody and diving in the pool? Was that him?
I don't remember that. I remember, well, the two incidences I told was the one where he cold-cocked the guy, and the other one was the thing with the guy walking around the circle in the room. Thought they
Did he ever
down the hole?
Did he ever mention how he got there? Or did he have any clue why he was there?
Oh yeah, he was there because he'd come back from, remember, after Easy Rider and all that stuff, and he got really into dope and all that. And he went to Peru with a film company to shoot a film, and it was like they couldn't release it or anything. It was just
the last movie.
Yeah.
It was unwatchable.
Huh?
It was unwatchable.
Yeah, right. It was, nobody knew what it meant. I mean, well, after that, he was in a couple, 3 rehab places, but he ended up in this one. But that's the last time I saw him. I didn't until Hoosiers, and then after that, he got it all together. He was, and he was doing his photography, and he was. I didn't know about the painting until recently, but he got a star on Hollywood Boulevard, and it was that was in March, and
you went down to see that?
Yeah, I went. Yeah, I watched him, and he said hello and all that, but I don't think he remembered me. but he was real nice. He's a gentleman, when he's not screwed up. And now they have a show down at the LA County Museum of his paintings and photography and stuff. That guy Schnabel, yeah, he's the one that got the thing put together down there, which is kind of nice for him. Of course, he's dead, so he can't see it. But
well, that's Dennis Hopper.
That's Dennis Hopper.
Your brush was great.
I did kneel down, and I was in a circle of dynamite, and dynamite won't explode in on itself. If 3 don't go off at the same time, you can be sucked out and killed. But basically, if it's set up properly, it implodes. Wow! It gives a space for you.